So this is when I realized my DJI mic was dead and the audio was unusable, but I decided to get out and go to this beautiful river that was right in between this canyon completely on the way to Black Canyon of the Gunnison. And this is an old railroad track that went through here as well. It was just a really cool place to get off and start the video. So I didn't want to trash the video just because the audio wasn't working, but let's go adventuring.
Check out this brachiosaur here on the road outside of Canyon City, Colorado. And then you go over here, there's a freaking T-Rex. They're closed, but it's a place called Dinosaur Gorge, Royal Gorge Dinosaur Experience. I've got a Stegosaurus in there. This is really cool. Unfortunately, they are closed. This is really neat, though.
Dude, there's an abandoned cabin back there. So after doing some research after I got back, this was run by the Union Pacific Railroad, and basically it's not officially abandoned, but sort of like in a weird legal stasis because no one really knows what to do with it. So it's part of the Tennessee line that goes along the Arkansas River, and right now it's just sort of in limbo.
Up here in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado, driving to Black Canyon, the Gunnison National Park, and there's an old abandoned mine. Now it looks like they are still using parts of it, but this is obviously an old operation that's caved in. That is pretty cool. All the way up here, surrounded by mountains.
Welcome to the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. We've made it. This is Tamichi Point, and that is one big hole. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get some hiking.
What's up, adventurers? Hiking today at the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Hike 1. We've got 3 or 4 hikes picked out to do today. And let me just tell you, this one, what you're hiking along is pretty epic. You're gonna curve. But as you can see behind me, this is what we're hiking, folks. My hat's crooked. That's all right. This is what we're hiking now. 2 miles of this. Black Canyon of the Gunnison. This is, sadly enough, one of the least visited national parks. This and the one in our backyard, Congaree, just outside Columbia. People don't come to this one. We went to sand dunes yesterday. So many more people at Great Sand Dunes. The visitor center here is pretty empty, but why would you not want to hike along that? All right, let's continue on. Okay. Look right there, there's the river that did all this. This is the Gunnison. That National Park silence I'm always telling you guys about. Here it is. Video and pictures just don't do this justice. Alright, so we've got another beautiful view here of the Gunnison River doing its thing that cut this Black Canyon millions ago. Probably everything out here is 3 to 4 million years old. Now if you're ever hiking Appalachian Mountains, those are 300 to 400 million years old, much older. So in the geologic timeline, these are much newer canyons. I'm going to continue this hike. So this is a loop, and as per usual, very few, if any, people out here right now on trail. This park did sustain a lot of forest fires from about 2 or 3 years ago. It's all over the area here. Now the good news is unfortunately, is you can see the canyon a lot better this time of year without all the trees. Bad news is we're losing oxygen. Well, he says trees are our oxygen. You don't want to lose those. This is absolutely beautiful though, all around me. This is the view. Absolutely stunning. We're about a mile in on this super easy 2-mile loop trail, about 300 feet in gain of elevation. But yes. Oh, that's amazing. Holy crap. The only thing you can hear up here are the birds. Bees. And the Gunnison River down there. There's some rapids, maybe a waterfall. Get out to your parks, guys. As my kids say in class, touch some grass. Let's keep walking. I'll give you guys a little bit of hiking ASMR. This is looks like we go up. This is like I'd say this is probably the crown jewel of this park, this little hike. You get to see pretty much everything they have to offer. It hugs the canyon the whole time. Look at these beautiful flowers. Nothing out here but birds, butterflies. That's about it. I haven't seen any mammals, any big ones. There's a prairie dog and coyotes, bobcat. I'm going up. I don't know if there's cougar here. It feels like there might be.
And you got to get used to the altitude and the elevation. Most of these hikes are 10,000 feet elevation or higher. So if you're not adjusted to that, you got to give your body some time to get adjusted to the thinner air. Oh. So amazing. The drive here was just spectacular. Canyons on the either side of the road. A river, an old abandoned Santa Fe Railroad. Just everything you could ask for in a drive. That's where we came from. Down there. That's where we're going. All right, I'll come back in a minute and use my trekking poles, save my knees on some of these upward hills. All right, another look at that view moments. So that's the north rim over there, and you can get to it. I don't know if we're gonna try, but we may try and get over there. There's a really beautiful hike. And there goes a raven. Ravens are all over the Southwest. I mean, we had some yesterday at the waterfall hike. 5 of them sitting up in a roost. I could use smell-o-vision here with you guys. The smell is that of pinyon pine. There's our raven friend. Pinyon pine and keep it down back there. Hey, what's all the arguing? Keep it down. Same to you, pal. 2 or 3 ravens back there squawking. Hey! Wise guy. In raven talk, I'm sure he's cursing me out right now. Where we go. Alright, so I'm in the visitor center here, and I had to show you guys some footage of the wildfires we just saw as we were hiking. Last year they had a wildfire come through and do a massive amount of damage. More specifically, on July 10th, almost a year ago, they had 4,323 acres burned by a lightning strike. Just give you an idea of the before and after here. Yeah, that's just terrible. So, as I said when we were doing our hike, the park was carved by the Black Canyon Gunnison River. It's Gunnison River. So, here's some friends. We've got marmot, yellow belly one, and we've got the great horned owl as well. Right now, if you're curious about the flowers that are blooming, I see if I saw some of these. Wood rose, silver lupine. I definitely saw the arrow leaf. Definitely. These rock. All right, let's check out the goodies here at the gift shop. Got magnets, National Park books. All right, that's going to do it for hike number 1. Now we're going to move on to hike number 2. This is the visitor center behind me. Let's continue on. Hey guys, hike number 2. We're doing the Rimrock Trail here. Trying to get all the ones from the visitor center. We've been in the car for a while. But again, check it out. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic view. This wraps around the east side of the canyon. Absolutely beautiful. National Park silence. All right, this one's only 1.75 miles, so we're going to continue onward. Giving us a grand total of about 3 miles and some change, maybe 4, give or take. All right, another beautiful little overlook here. Great spot to stop and drink in the view as well as your hydration water. North Rim is over there, and it's about another hour 15 minute, hour 45 minutes, something like that drive. The car right over there. You can see driving it right now. All the way on that side. This end of the east end of the canyon is way different than the other side. You can't see the New River. Maybe I could call it New River. It reminds me of New River Gorge. You can't see the Gunnison River like you can on the other side. All right. Another beautiful view here. Another one of the Rim Overlook trails. There's only maybe like 5 big trails here. You can get a permit and go down to the canyon. There's 3 rim ones, and there's one on the other side about 15 minutes away. It's the upper canyon, and then the north rim. You see a little bit of the river. I'm going to zoom in. Right there. All right, I'm going to go up there. Came from down here, headed up there. Off we go. Just took a little snack break with an overlook over here. About halfway through this just under 2 mile hike around the south rim, and you just get to see the extent of wildfires they had last July. Took 2 full months to contain it, but they said this is drought they've not seen since this became a national park in 1933. The ranger said it was just unprecedented. So, okay, moving right on up. That's where they came from. That's where we're going. More trail is somewhere here. If you start getting tired and bored, you just look up and drink in the views. Another beautiful overlook. These are what I like to call good snack drink spots. Find yourself a little bit of shade. And your poles. Try not to choke on your own water. Fun times. Alright, so this is out and back. And woo, it dumped us right at one of the campgrounds that are closed. There were two rangers up there, but the campground we just went to that was closed, it was burnt up so bad. Like, you could see the grills and like the bear boxes and stuff all just burned. So out of their 3 campgrounds, only one's open because of the fire, and that one campground is full because it's summer and people are here camping and trying to visit their national parks. But just wild. But we're gonna 2 exits out of this trail. You can go back the way you came, or you can take the Uplands Trail. And the Uplands Trail, it cuts through a lot of what would have been some tree cover, but it's all burned. So we figure just go back the way we came. At least we'll have a view of the canyon. But we're gonna keep going here. This is the Devil's Overlook. If you listen very carefully, you can hear the roar of the Gunnison River. It's right there. Right there. That's what cut this. Absolutely wild. Wow.
Watch your phone.
That's a straight shot right there, guys. Still can't even see the bottom.
Holy vertigo.
Yeah, seriously. Alright, so this is the Painted Wall overlook. And before we get to why they call it that, there's the bottom of the canyon right there. And we're going to go up right here. Zoom in a little. And this is it. They call it the Painted Dragon Wall there. It looks like a dragon a little bit.
Oh, that's the painted wall, Tessa. See how it looks like someone was painting on it?
Alright, so we're about to start the, what's the name of this trail?
Warner
Warner Point Trail. But Before I get started, the trailhead here, they have a wonderful quote. Something will have gone out of us as people if we ever let the remaining wilderness be destroyed. We simply need that wild country available to us, even if we ever do no more than drive to its edge and look in. For it can be a means of reassuring ourselves of our sanity as creatures, a part of geography of hope. That is more poignant now more than ever, with data centers and capitalism being prioritized over protecting our home. All right, let's get started hiking. All right, so this is hike number 3 and the final hike here at Gunnison Canyon, Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. And this overlooks the San Juans really well. Take a look. Oops. So if you look, that's the San Juan Mountains right there with the snow caps on them.
I don't know if that's the San Juans. Those might be the Rockies.
Might be the Rockies. Well, we're going to say either the San Juans or the Rockies. This is looking down to some farmland. We're on the outskirts now of the canyon into Montrose. All right, let's do some more ASMR hiking. Here we go. Some 700 to 800-year-old juniper trees here.
These
600 to 800. These guys have been around for a while. Luckily, the fire didn't get to this side of the canyon. This is like the outer canyon. So luckily, we get a little bit of tree cover on this trail. But again, the views are just nonstop. And if you start getting bored, tired, just want to sit down and drink in the views, this is on your right or left. I think this will make 5 miles total today. About that. Probably 1,000 feet of elevation gain, give or take. Yeah. It's probably as high as up we are, it's probably actually foothills. All right, going up. And we're back looking from the outside into the canyon instead of the deeper inside. Going up. We're headed up there. All right, so we made it to the 1.75 mile Werner Overlook Trail. They labeled it moderate, not really, whatever, but it's beautiful. One side of it, you get to look into the valley where Montrose is, and then you come back on it whips you back around and you're back in the canyon again. I'll show you the view. Every different side of this canyon has a different personality. And now you can, on the other, we were all the way over there on that side looking down, and now there's the river right there. Right there. Is that national park quiet? Except for a plane flying over and a couple of crickets. They got these stanchions here for safety purposes. I get it. But yeah, these pinions. These pinions are 600 to 800 years old. Airplane.
Look up again. Middle.
And I would rate this park up there with, it's a mixture of, if you took the Grand Canyon, Zion National Park, they had a baby and the baby came out goth with the whole dark canyon. I think that's what it is. I feel like it's deeper than the Grand Canyon, maybe not, but it just seems like it's a lot more intense. It's smaller but intense.
Drop off is intense.
Yeah. But this is definitely worth a visit. You could probably, I would say if you wanted to, you could do this in a day. If you got here super early and you wanted to drive an hour, the North Rim is an hour and some change. If you wanted to stay over there, get here in the morning, do the South Rim, and then drive over to the North Rim, you could see everything there is to see, like Exclamation Point Trail, that's about 3 miles. You'd see everything there is to see and get it done in a day. They do have one campsite, all the other 2 are burned. Definitely worth a visit. So before I wrap up, I would say this is a gem of a national park with really big views, small, but big views. If you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, and I always try and set like a relaxed, chill hiking vibe. Find quiet spots. If I'm passing someone, I don't record. If there's people talking at some of the overlooks, I try and turn off video and find moments of just that quiet, chill vibe. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next Adventuring with Chris.